There is no such thing as a friend. I got one friend in this world, and I'm not going to tell you who it is, but sure enough, I can say it's not you.
Well, I can guarantee you, you've still been talking about that surprise in the last few weeks, even today on the program. Beautiful arm drag takedown there, and Jewel, at the moment anyway, with the advantage in this one as he's applying that knee down into the ribs area, basically to lock up on that arm, and he's grinding away on Brian Jewel.
Beautiful looking arm bar, but I think that the key for Chi Cruz is not going to be to mat wrestle Brian Jewel. Chi Cruz is very capable of doing a lot of high-flying aerial moves. I think the idea here for Chi Cruz to win this match is to hit Brian Jewel with some of those high-impact moves. Brian Jewel, on the other hand, I think his strategy has got to be to keep Chi Cruz on the mat, maybe mat wrestle him a little bit. Brian Jewel knows a lot of submission holds, including the Indian Deathlock.
Well, we talk about two friends in the squared circle here at the moment. Chi Cruz, who holds the WFWA Heavyweight Championship crown, and his opponent in this non-title contest, Brian Jewel, a good friend of his. And I can guarantee if these two men met in a title contest somewhere in Manitoba, maybe throughout Canada, it would definitely be a contest like you're seeing here today. But how about some of these other big cards or matches that are signed for these big cards, including you and Bulldog Bob Brown? You two at one time were good friends.
Joe, I was never friends with Bob Brown. Tag team partners, yes. Business partners, yes. I never liked him. I like him even less now. He has gone on the record saying he hates my guts. Well, look, the feeling is very mutual and has been for a long time. The bottom line is that when we were tag team partners, for as long as I can remember, he tried to control me. He couldn't get it done. He couldn't brainwash me like he did everybody else, and he didn't like it. And now, when Bob Brown and I go collar and elbow, we're going to sell out arenas all over this country. If there's anything left of him, I might just retire him for once and for all.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. I'm not going to count you short or the Bulldog in that one. Beautiful vertical suplex. That lands textbook suplex there by Brian Jewel. We were talking about how both these athletes were well-schooled. There was a 2 count there. It's going to take a lot more than that to get all that steam out of Chi Cruz.
Well, you know, that's a standing vertical suplex, and Brian Jewel does one of the best ones I've ever seen. But he neglected to grapevine the leg. You are not going to hook Chi Cruz for a pin, the Canadian heavyweight champion. You can't take anything away from him. You're not going to beat Chi Cruz unless you grapevine the leg. You notice when I go for a pin on a top-rank opponent, I always hook the leg, Joe. Basic scientific wrestling.
Well, there's been a lot of great wrestling over the last hour here on the program, and you're going to be seeing more in weeks to come. You talk about some of the names, the upcoming names. You take a look at Bobby J. He's coming into his own over the last few weeks. Even a man you wrestled earlier on, Gene Swan, he looked pretty impressive. He gave you his moments in that match.
Gene Swan. I thought we were talking about Brian Jewel. Yeah. Gene Swan, everybody knows he's a great Indian wrestler. And yeah, he hit me with a ghetto blaster. I've never been hit so hard in about the last year. But we're talking about Brian Jewel here. Let's not take anything away from this man. He's controlling Chi Cruz. Earlier I said Chi was ahead on points. I believe Brian Jewel has got the advantage now if we were keeping track of points, Joe.
Well, this one certainly has taken a turn for Brian Jewel in the last few minutes. It's been a very evenly matched match, if you will, between Chi Cruz and Brian Jewel. Some of the other names that are appearing here in the territory, the Wild Thing, he's coming into his own. Sure, he had a tough contest against Bulldog Bob Brown, but Bulldog's record, his one-loss record, is definitely in the favor of the wins. And a beautiful side suplex there on the back is Brian Jewel right now, and Cruz had to do something to loosen up that arm.
Joe, once again, I have to correct you. That was a back suplex, and a very nice one by Chi Cruz. Look at him. Why is he hesitating? Go after the man. You got him hurt? Take him out.
All right, I wish you'd be taken out of here. Maybe on a stretcher. It could happen in upcoming weeks. Bulldog Bob Brown, the natural set-to-do battle. The champ right there, Chi Cruz, is set to defend his belt. And who knows, it could be against his opponent, his good friend, Brian Jewel, depending on what happens in a match like this between these two young men. It's been a great battle. We're at about the 10-minute. Oh, what a clothesline. Jewel almost decapitating his friend.
Joe, he clotheslined him right out of his boots, and that was a big-time clothesline. I mean, they're hooking him up right here in front of us, Joe.
You got it. Brian Jewel, short, A move there, a couple Irish whips in reverse now, and Jewel lands right into the turnbuckle. Beautiful maneuver there.
Beautiful side Russian leg sweep, but he hooked the leg. Did he get him, Joe? Did he get him?
He did not get him, only a 2 count. Jewel taking the full effect on the back of the head. And there's not a lot of padding under that match.
What a match, and there's not a lot in Brian Jewel's skull because it's all been rattled around by that side Russian leg sweep. Did he win the match?
I thought there was only a 2 count, but the referee has raised his hand. I'm sorry,
I
ladies.
think Brian Jewel kicked out of that, Joe.
He did win the match. Chi Cruz, this non-title contest, and what a contest it was. Look at the great sportsmanship here. Brian Jewel shakes the hand of his friend Chi Cruz and wants to put the belt. Oh my God, what just happened there?
I can't believe it. Brian Jewel has finally seen the light. Look at him. He knocked Chi Cruz right into the middle of the next week for that championship belt. Well, Joel, you called it, did you? Scientific match. You'd like to think all scientific, but look at, he left him laying in the middle of the ring.
First of all, I didn't think there was a pinfall, but yes, the referee did count to 3. Chi Cruz won the non-title contest. I thought his friend Brian Jewel wanted to put the belt around his waist. They shook hands and everything, and all of a sudden, Jewel suckered him from the back, and he dropped the belt on top of him. He's still your champion, even if he doesn't look like it now. I can guarantee you we'll have words from both of them. Your winner, Chi Cruz. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw what happened between 2 friends, well, now former friends. Brian Jewel suckering Chi Cruz from behind, laying him out with the championship belt. I can guarantee you one thing, that is not the end of this one. We had a chance to talk to both combatants involved. Here is Brian Jewel.
Chi Cruz, you just seen what I did to you. You turn your back. You shouldn't do it. You just got nailed in the back of the head, buddy. I'm my own man. I'm going my own way. You're going down, and I'm taking your title.
Ladies and gentlemen, he didn't look like it at the end of that one, but here is the WFWA heavyweight champion, Chi Cruz, with his comments.
Brian Jewel, the knife stuck in my back has got to be the most painful thing I've ever felt. I thought you were my friend. What you did to me was uncalled for. There was absolutely no reason. Man, that hits me right here. You were the only guy around here I trusted, Brian Jewel. You defied that. You stomped all over everything I hold close to me. I spilled my blood and guts for this belt, and there's not a damn thing you're gonna do to take it from me. You're nothing but a backstabber, and I tell you something, you're gonna pay.